Hello students, this is Miss Dalton and this is video 8.2, which is on synthetic division. In the last unit you learned how to divide polynomials using long division. Synthetic division is kind of a shortcut, but it can only be used in place of long division if your divisor is linear and your divisor has to have a leading coefficient of 1. Examples of this are x plus 3, x minus 5, x minus 12, x plus 99. So linear just means it has x with a power of 1, and then the leading coefficient, of course, is the coefficient that's in front of x. The coefficient in front of x has to be 1. You will use the coefficients of the dividend only, and you need to place a 0 if a term is missing. Because you are dividing by a linear divisor, the degree of your quotient will decrease by 1 compared to your original polynomial. So that sounds a little confusing, like what is she talking about with dividend and quotient and all of that? But you're going to catch on to this really easily, and you're going to love using it, and you're going to hope to use it in place of long division probably. Okay, so if you're a student who likes to have steps, here are some steps that you can use to use synthetic division. You're going to write the coefficients only inside the upside down division bar and leave a blank line under them. Remember to place hold any missing terms with a 0, and then write the 0 of the divisor, so the 0 of the divisor outside the bar. Remember, if you're given a factor of x minus k, k is the 0. So if we're going to divide it by, let's say, x minus 3, then 3 is your 0. And so that's what's going to go on the outside of the bar. Okay, you'll put that on the outside there. So we'll look at a couple of examples. All right, looking at this first example, we have 3x to the 5th minus 8x to the 3rd plus 2x squared minus x plus 1. We're going to divide it by x plus 2. So up to this point, you would have to use long division, okay? But here's how you're going to divide using synthetic division. First, you're going to take what you're dividing by, and we need the 0 of that. Well, the 0 of that would be, if I was going to set that equal to 0, what would it be? Well, it would be x equals -2. So that needs to go on the outside of your upside down division bar. Then you're going to take your coefficients and you're going to place them inside the division bar. So my coefficient of my first term is 3. Now notice here that I'm missing an x to the 4th. And so this is what I mean by place holding with a 0. So we're going to first have 3, then we're going to have a 0, then x to the 3rd, so that's going to be a -8. Then we have squared, so that's going to be a 2. And then we go to the x term, and that's -1. And then we go to our constant, which is 1. Okay, every time you divide synthetically, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring down that first number, okay? Then what happens is you take this -2 and you're going to multiply it by this number. So -2 times 3, and that's going to go here. So you're going to put your -6 here. Then what you do is you add these numbers up. So 0 plus a -6 is -6. Then do it again where you multiply -2 times -6, which gives you +12, and that goes here. Then add them up, so that gives you 4. Then multiply -2 times 4, gives you -8. Then you add 2 plus -8 is -6. And then you multiply. -6 times -2 is 12. then you add 11, and then you multiply 11 times negative 2 is negative 22. Your last number, when you add those up, that's going to be your remainder. When you write your answer, you're going to start with 1 less than the exponent that you started with. So I started with an x to the 5th, so your answer is going to start with an x to the 4th, 1 less. Then you just bring it all the way down. So x to the 3rd, x squared, x, and then your constant. When you write your answer, you're just going to write it as is, 3x to the 4th minus 6x to the 3rd plus 4x squared minus 6x plus 11. And you write your remainder, just like we did with long division. You put your remainder over what we divided by. We divided by x plus 2. So this is your answer. All right, so let's look at the next example. Start with your divisor and write down what the 0 would be. So dividing by x plus 3, you're going to divide it by a negative 3. Then go ahead and start to write your coefficients. Make sure that you place hold with a 0 if there's one missing. So we're going to start with 2, then it goes to 9, and then 14, and then 5. Okay? There was no missing terms, so we didn't have to use a 0. So the very first step, you always bring down your first number. Then you're going to multiply. So take those two numbers and multiply them together and put it here. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Then you add 3. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. That gives you 5. And then 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, which would give you that remainder of negative 10. So your final answer is, we're going to start with 1 degree less. So since we started with x to the 3rd, this is going to start with x squared. So 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 plus a negative 10 divided by x plus 3. Again, your answer will always start with 1 degree less than what you started with. Okay, so how else is synthetic division used? It's also used for the remainder theorem and factor theorem. Here's what the remainder theorem states. It says, if polynomial f of x is divided by x minus k, then the remainder, r, is equal to f of k. Because the remainder in the previous example was negative 21, when x is equal to negative 2, f of x equals negative 21. So, and that's, you know, if I had f of x, so let's say I had f of x equals, you know, x to the 3rd plus 3x squared minus 5x, you know, plus 7, let's say. Well, if I divide it by the 0, which is negative 2, whatever my remainder is would be what I would get if I plug in f of negative 2, okay? So if I plugged that in here, 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 then I would get my remainder. And so it helps us just go a little bit faster. It's kind of a shortcut, but it's just something that will happen every single time. The factor theorem. What a factor theorem states is that a polynomial f of x has x minus k as a factor if f of x is equal to 0, if f of k is equal to 0. So because f of negative 2 is equal to negative 21 in the previous example, x plus 2 is not a factor of that polynomial. So this will help you find factors a little bit faster. If you have a remainder that's not 0, then it is not a factor. If you do have a remainder of 0, then you know that the initial divisor is a factor. So it can kind of help you with that. going forward. All right, so this next example will kind of walk you through how to use this, how to use the remainder theorem and the factor theorem in this problem. So it says factor 2x to the third plus 7x squared minus 33x minus 18, given that x plus 6 is a factor. So what we can do here is, if this is a factor, then we're saying that the remainder is 0. Well, we can go ahead and divide that polynomial by x plus 6. So we're going to synthetically divide. We're going to put negative 6 on the outside, and then we're going to put our coefficients. Now there's not any missing, there's not a term missing, so we're going to go 2, then 7, then negative 33, then negative 18. Now we already know that the remainder should be 0, so let's check. Bring it down, that's 2. That'll give you negative 12, which will be negative 5. That'll be 30, which will be negative 3, which would be positive 18, and that does in fact give us a remainder of 0. Now, how this helps us is, now when we write this, this is going to go 1 less than that, so it's going to start with x squared. So now we have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Well, it says to factor it completely. So now we're going to take that answer and we're going to factor it. So how it factors is, we know we're going to have 2x and x, and what we're going to have is we're going to have minus 3 here and plus 1 here. That way we get a negative 6x, positive 1x, which would add up to give us that negative 5x. All right, so the factors of this polynomial is the original factor, x plus 6, but then it's also 2x plus 1 and x minus 3. So this helps you just go a little bit faster, because you can go ahead and synthetically divide to get it down to the other polynomial that needs to be factored. All right. Next example, it says, given that one of the zeros is negative 2, find the other zeros of this, okay? Well, if we know that one of the zeros is negative 2, again, this is different than saying x plus 2. They're already giving you that 0, so you're going to put exactly that on the outside. And then we're going to put our coefficients, so that's going to be 3, negative 4, negative 28, and negative 16. We're going to bring down the 3. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. That would give you negative 10. Negative 10 times negative 2 would give you 20. That would give you negative 8. And that would give you positive 16. And so that has a remainder of 0. Find the other zeros. So now we can go ahead and factor this. So this is going to be 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Okay, so let's see how that factors. So we're going to have 3x here. We're going to have x here. Now let's figure out what the others need to be in order to add up to that negative 10. Let's see. So we could do negative 4 and plus 2. That would give me negative 12x, positive 2x, that gives you negative 10. Okay, so there's my other factors, but they're wanting us to find the other zeros. That means we're going to have to take each of these factors and set them equal to 0. So we'll have to do 3x plus 2, set it equal to 0. So that's going to give you 3x equals negative 2. So that's going to give you negative 2/3. So there's one of the factors, or I'm sorry, one of the zeros. Then we take x minus 4 and set it equal to 0. So that's going to give me my other 0 of x equals 4. Okay, and so those are the other zeros for that polynomial. Okay, last example. Use synthetic division to find f of 6 given this polynomial. So again, if you remember, the remainder will tell you what that f of k is. We're going to take 6, we're going to put it on the outside, And we're going to do -2, -3. Now there is an x missing, so we need to placehold it with a 0. And then we have -1. Bring down the -2, so that'll give you -12. That would give you -15. Let's see, that would give you -90, which would be -90. And that would give us, what, -540, which would give you -541. So that's telling me the remainder is what that f of 6 is, -541. Again, if I plugged that in for x here and here, that is the answer that I should get. So this is the remainder theorem. This is how this works. Okay, so hopefully you've learned a lot through this video. I know it is a long video. It has a lot of information. Please make sure you have your notes written down and have any questions ready to ask.